We have admitted with us 6 patients who have varying degrees and extent of burns, starting at approximately 30% total surface area, and as going down to about 5%. But in addition to that, because it was a fire in an enclosed environment, we also have patients with inhalation injury. Those patients are admitted to various parts of the hospital depending on the severity, where we have 2 patients admitted to the intensive care unit. They are currently intubated and on ventilator support. There is 1 child who was rushed to the theater because she needed to have a limb-saving surgery done due to the extent of her burns there. And the other 3, thankfully, who are not as critical, we were able to manage in the pediatric HDU unit, which is a step down from the ICU care.
I know we're all devastated and our country grieves and mourns the loss of so many young lives, but here we are at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, and we are looking at what has happened since the 6 young people were transferred to GPHC this morning. We had a team effort, a collective effort, and from the moment they arrived at the Ogle Airport, where the president himself was there to receive them, they have been received by a medical team, and that team would have brought them to the emergency room where they have been given medical attention. And as was mentioned, 2 of those children are in the intensive care unit. 1 goes to surgery and 2 are in the high dependency unit. They're all being monitored around the clock by all the disciplines that are required to ensure that they're given the best quality of care. And as we speak, in addition to the team here, there are teams that are placed in various places. For example, in Mahdia, there is a team with a specialist at the head of that team, also looking at those young people who are still there, triaging and determining who should come out, if anyone should come out. That team is headed by Dr. Shailendra Rajkumar. And we are also creating a team to deal with the psychological aspects of all of this. So it will be a combined team going in from the mental health unit of the Ministry of Health, the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation Psychiatry Psychology Unit, and the Ministry of Human Services Child Care and Protection Agency officer and the welfare officers, as we are now endeavoring to not only deal with those persons who are survivors and experiencing the trauma of the ordeal, but also their parents and families who also have to deal with that trauma and ordeal. I would like to recognize the excellent teamwork and efforts of all the medical personnel. It was a seamless operation. I've been here from the wee hours of the morning too, and from the moment everyone got here, it has been teamwork, and every child who is here is receiving the best care and attention. And that will continue for the time that they spend in hospital. And I must really say thank you to all the doctors and the nurses for that kind of care and attention that would have been given since the moment they would have arrived, and before that, right in Mahdia, at the airport, and right here at GPHC.
Okay, just a quick question. Can anyone give us an idea of the relationship between the hospital and the parents right now? If perhaps all of the parents or relatives are here, and how are you communicating with them, providing them updates on the condition of the 6 girls?
Well, the parents are not here, but we have Dr. Rajkumar on the ground, and he is in touch with the relatives, and that team that is there is dealing directly with them. We also have Minister Manik Chand on the ground, Minister Ben on the ground, and so there is that team effort in communicating with parents and relatives. And Prime Minister's lead has led that team of cabinet ministers to Mahdia.
And Dr. Nandan, just a quick update. You said 1 child was rushed to the theater because she needed limb-saving surgery. Can you expand on that a bit?
Okay, so when there's a burn injury, depending on the extent of it, usually if it is circumferential, meaning going around the entire limb, as the wound swells, when there's a burn, the fluid shifts from the intravascular space and it goes out. It affects the tissue around. So if you're to think of a pipe, a hose, and then you have a lot of water fluid around, it compresses because the pressure outside is greater than the pressure inside. So then it compresses that. So circulation becomes impaired. So for us to help to relieve what is happening on the outside, an incision or a cut is placed throughout the extent of that burn wound, connecting it to normal skin to allow for the fluid, the tissue fluid on the outside, then to be lost through that opening and to restore blood supply and perfusion.